Hello and welcome back to episode number 35, I believe, of the TEW 2016 Challenge Run. We are booking the go-home shows to Money in the Bank, SmackDown and 205 Live. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into it. SmackDown Live starts with a match. Novel concept, I know, but we're doing it this week. Finn Balor and the Hardy Boys defeat Robert Roode in the bar when Jeff Hardy defeats Sheamus with a Swanton Bomb. So it's just the IC champ and his challenger against the tag champs and two of their challengers to build a head of steam heading into Money in the Bank this Sunday. And then we cut backstage where Leo, Apollo and Bobby Lashley are watching that on a screen, and Kathy Kelly asks them their final thoughts heading into this Sunday, and Leo's like, you see, Kathy, Sheamus, Cesaro and the Hardy Boys, they've just tired themselves out trying to get the win here on SmackDown Live. Whereas the almighty Bobby Lashley and Apollo, they've just had a chance to scout their opposition. So, you tell us who the favourites are heading in to Money in the Bank. Two washed up old men. Some derogatory term about the bar that I can't think of because they're a very fine tag team, or the physique of greatness that is Apollo Crews and the almighty Bobby Lashley in his favourite pose with his bum. And now imagine that favourite pose with a SmackDown Tag Team Championship wrapped around it, Kathy. That'll be reality after Money in the Bank. I sort of lost my Leo towards the end of there, but message is loud and clear. We then get, I just thought this team was funny, AOP beating former Tough Enough winner Andy Levine and former Tough Enough winner Josh Bradle with the last chapter. And then after the match, Court Moore, who I've made the picture for, literally imported the picture for the show and did not put it on his character, grabs a microphone and he says, you see this? This is two men who once were considered the future of WWE. They were so valued, they were given $500,000 contracts to come and sit in developmental and do nothing and eventually get released. They are two specimen of human beings, 6'6", 270 pounds, and the AOP have just destroyed them like that. So, what do Grand Metalik and Lindsay Dorado think that they have in store when them and the AOP square off, and the AOP prove that size does matter when it comes to the tag team division, and they get sent packing back to 205 Live. This match, it is the three women in Money in the Bank for the SmackDown side, with, I say their tag team partners, but Liv Morgan shoved with Alicia Fox, poor girl. And as you'd expect, the team here got two 46s for one team, a 44 and a 46, then a 65 and a 66. So I'll let you take a guess as to which team won. There was no elimination. Kyrie pinned Alicia Fox with the elbow. Yay. Okay, these are 4 gimmick changes, all of which got great, apart from EO's had gone above average. Then, after the match, Mayhem. We see Kyrie and EO celebrate the victory. Kyrie's got her little telescope and she's looking up at the women's Money in the Bank briefcase when they are ambushed by Mandy Rose and Carmella, the dastardly blondes. Boo. And then Alicia Fox and Liv Morgan are like, well, what the hey, we didn't get pinned. Let's get involved in this. Then there's a 4-way scuffle, which leads to Io Shirai taking all 4 down to the outside and then hitting a big diving moonsault on the 4 blondes. One is pink, but okay. Leaving Kairi Sane alone in the ring where she can pull up a ladder and unhook the women's Money in the Bank briefcase. Because they did this in real life where on Raw, I believe Alexa Bliss pulled down the women's case, and on SmackDown we had the men's case get pulled down and Ricochet pulled it down. But in this world, Adam Cole on Raw pull down the men's case, so SmackDown, Kyrie will pull down the women's case. Whether or not this will affect their chance of winning on Sunday, who knows, except for me. Rusev is in Big Show's office, demanding competition again because his wife Lana, following her OTT celebration last week, has been put against Alexa Bliss. And Rusev says, "Why is my wife getting opportunities 2 weeks in a row? You're still denying me mine." And Big Show's like, "Okay, bro, you can play ball. Next week, you have a match here on SmackDown." And Rusev's like, "Who's it against?" And Big Show's like, "Meh, wait and see." So Rusev is finally going to get his opportunity to showcase what he's worth next week on SmackDown against somebody. We then get Lana Alexa Bliss match. I knew I shouldn't have put Charlotte on commentary for the match and just done that for the angle. But Charlotte was on the commentary for this match, watching it because she also got pissed off with Lana last week. And it sees Alexa Bliss defeat Lana with a Twisted Bliss in 5 minutes. After the match, Shayna Baszler comes in, attacks Alexa Bliss, and locks her in the clutch, puts her to sleep. And while she got Alexa in the clutch, she's staring at Charlotte, who's still sat at the announce desk. Doesn't move a muscle because she doesn't want to face Shayna Baszler one-on-one, and now her sort of blanket, her safety blanket, has been choked out. She doesn't fancy a fight, and she just sits there sheepishly while Shayna holds up the title after choking out another one of her challenges. Rowan versus Aleister Black. Surprisingly, it took me this long to get to this match, but we're finally doing it. And it ends in 11 minutes when Rowan is disqualified because Daniel Bryan charges in off the announce desk he would have been on as well, ranting about the planet and recycling. And he attacks Aleister Black, leading to Bryan and Rowan 2-on-1 assault on the WWE Champion. And then, I know I've ever done it on Raw, but it had to happen here. Daniel Bryan picks up both championship belts and holds them over his head, because they'll both be hanging 20 feet above the ring this Sunday at Money in the Bank. Who will pull them down and be undisputed WWE Champion? Main event, the future of pro wrestling against the future of pro wrestling. Drew McIntyre defeats Andrade, also 2 members of the SmackDown Money in the Bank men's side. And only got an 80B because I don't think they're quite ready yet to have an 18-minute match. After the match, McIntyre, as is tradition for all Money in the Bank participants, gets a ladder, but instead of climbing it to retrieve the briefcase, he just used it to smack Andrade. He'd do the thing where he'd hit him with a couple of times and he'd lay it on the floor, lift it up, place Andrade's body inside the ladder, and slam the lid down. Andrade would roll to the outside of the ring and McIntyre would go, "What the hey, I'll pull the briefcase down." But as he gets halfway up the ladder, Ricochet, he'd have the ladder like so the empty side was facing the ramp. So Ricochet can charge down, springboard off the ropes, and he can jump on the other side. He can twat Drew McIntyre off. McIntyre would roll to the outside with Andrade, but we're not going to pull the briefcase down. Ricochet is instead going to do a giant dive off the ladder to the outside onto Drew McIntyre and Andrade, and SmackDown just closes with all 3 men laid out at ringside, with Tom Phillips shouting like, "This is going to be the scene of Sunday. Who's going to be Mr. Money in the Bank?" 81B. 2 not great shows, but they're perfectly fine. And now we'll get into 205 Live. And we're back with some Cruiserweight action here on 205 Live. And what a hotter way to start than with some Singh Brothers action. They're in action against the team of Humberto Carrillo and Angelico, who I'm putting together because they seem like a cool tag team. I don't know if they're going to be permanent or not, but they're together now. I've got to do more gimmick changes. And they score the win when Sunil gets pinned by Angelico. Mike Kanellis and Maria Kanellis are bragging the power of love is back here on 205 Live. And any and all cruiserweights better watch their back because Mike's here, and whoever comes out next will be the first victim on his path to the cruiserweight title. It's Akira Tozawa who beats Mike Kanellis with a diving senton. A lot of diving sentons going on 205 Live so far today. Mike, I'm hesitant to do stuff with because I have nothing for him on Raw and SmackDown right now, so I'd have to make plans for him. But I don't want him on this show because he's a middleweight. So he's just sort of here doing jobs. Poor guy. Happy he's going to sign a 5-year extension to sit here and job on 205 Live every week. Eric Young, however, is a lightweight. And he's showing another promo hyping up his debut on 205 Live. We then get Jack Gallagher and Sin Cara. Sin Cara getting the win over Jack Gallagher because the Lucha Dragons have been jobbing because I hate Kalisto. And Sin Cara is a really good hand to have on this show, so I don't really want him getting beaten every single week, so I better give him a nice win here. Then the main event is a contract signing, officiated by Nigel McGuinness, because the general manager still is not here. Buddy Murphy comes out. Paige comes out representing the Cruiserweight Champion Tyler Bate, who she says is already on his way to X City for Money in the Bank. We'll say Philly, because why not? So she'll be signing the contract on his behalf. And she'll take this time to run down Buddy Murphy, saying, you sacrificed your livelihood. You had a sure thing in NXT where you were the best kept secret, where you would have gotten screen time eventually. You risked that all to come to 205 Live and be a part of the Cruiserweight division. And now you've seen it all slip away from you. And once you lose at Money in the Bank, you'll have nothing left to fall back on. Murphy signs the contract, then Paige goes to sign, and she's like, oh, one more thing. When you lose at Money in the Bank, you won't have time to contemplate where your future holds, because once you lose, you'll lose again. Because your match with Tyler Bate at Money in the Bank, 2 out of 3 falls. Buddy Murphy's like, yeah, mate, I'll take that on. And then she says, once I sign this contract, none of my men can touch you until the show starts. Is that fair? Murphy's like, yeah, that's fair. But then Noam Dar and Kenny Williams, the dog's bollocks, would jump out, beat up Buddy Murphy before Paige signs the contract. She'd giggle and she'd like, oh, I never signed the contract, sweetie. Then she'd sign it, throw it on the floor, put a foot on Murphy's chest or something, as the three Brits stand tall, heading into Money in the Bank. Simple show, C-. We're finally done with the go-home shows. Next up, Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I will see you all there.